everyone, I hope you all are happy and healthy. Today I want to talk about Bunk'd. Yes, the show that gets a ton of hate, especially for the newer seasons. But in my opinion, the newer seasons of Bunk'd, once Lou became the main character, are better than the older seasons of the show. Now, before I begin explaining why, I just want to clarify that it's absolutely okay if you don't like this show. I know we all have our own personal preferences and taste in media. All I ask is that you maybe keep an open mind to the things I will say here. Maybe you'll be able to understand why I enjoy the newer seasons, even if you decide that you still don't like the show by the end of this video. I will say right at the beginning that no, this show, even including the newer seasons, is not the best thing that Disney Channel ever made. However, I believe that seasons 4 through 6 are good, or at least an improvement from the first 3 seasons. And here's why. I will quickly list the reasons why I believe the newer seasons are better and then explain them in more detail. Number 1, I believe the newer seasons do a better job at avoiding insensitive jokes and stereotypes. Number 2, I believe Lou is a better main character than Emma, Ravi, and Zuri. Number 3, while constantly changing characters can be annoying for some viewers, some of the new characters are actually good characters. And finally, number 4, I believe the writing and humor in the show has improved. And I think the improvement in the writing of the show is partly thanks to Miranda May, the actress who plays Lou, since she has been having more direct involvement with the show, as she has directed and written some of the episodes in the newer seasons and is now the executive producer for season 6. This is just a side note, but I'm seriously so proud of Miranda for everything she has done for this show, and I think she will be considered one of the Disney legends one day. So yeah, anyways. Okay, now that I've listed the reasons I think the newer seasons are an improvement from the first 3, let's go back to reason number 1. Yes, I think one thing that seasons 4 and beyond have over the first 3 seasons is that, well, a lot of the stuff in the earlier seasons weren't necessarily great for kids to watch. As you probably know, this is a show made for kids. Of course, you can watch this show if you are older if you want to. I mean, I'm not the target demographic for this show, but I still enjoy it. Anyways, because this is a show for kids, they should be careful about what they put in this show. A lot of the humor in the first seasons relied heavily on the characters making fun of other characters, similar to the style of humor that was in Jessie. I just feel like some of the jokes in the first 2 seasons could be kind of insensitive, and the characters weren't really great examples. However, I don't think it's a huge problem or anything, but I do appreciate how the newer seasons try to step away from that, and the show tries to be a better example for younger viewers and have characters that act in a better way, and they're more careful with their actions and things like that. Then you had some characters from the first 3 seasons that were based on offensive stereotypes. At least in seasons 4 and beyond, those characters are no longer in the show, and the new characters aren't based on any offensive stereotypes. So yeah, that's the first reason. The second reason is that I think that Lou is better as the main character than the Ross kids. And that's just my opinion. I believe that Lou is better than all of the other characters that were in the first 2 seasons. Like, Xander was nice and Hazel could be funny at times, but I feel like Lou was always the best character of this show, even when she wasn't the main character. So of course I'm happy that she's the main character now. But that's me being biased though. To be a little bit more objective, I'll say that Lou is a better main character also because I believe she is more compassionate and cares more about helping the campers and being a good role model than Emma does. And yes, Emma has had her moments where she was a good role model, but I don't know. I just feel like Lou is a better character than Emma and all of the Ross kids. Lou has a more likable personality, so the show is better without them, in my opinion. Another thing some people will complain about is how apparently Lou has changed so much, but like, she's 21 and the camp owner now. It makes sense for her to change a little bit in order to adjust to her new role. And she really hasn't changed that much. She's still the same fun, hilarious, and quirky character with fun and weird stories from her past. Also, Lou actually gets storylines that I can find very relatable, from feeling like she is constantly falling behind due to being so busy with both her job and finishing her degree in season 5, to the fact that she was so worried that she wouldn't be able to handle her new job in the season 4 premiere. She is one of the most relatable characters from Disney Channel to me. It's also very inspiring to see how far she has come, and it is inspiring how she handles essentially being CEO of the camp slash ranch now. She also has such a kind heart and gives great advice to the kids. For these reasons and more, she is one of my favorite Disney Channel characters of all time, and part of why I love the newer seasons. The third reason is because some of the newer characters are actually written very well. Now, while Mateo, Destiny, and Finn weren't the best characters in season 3, their characters have improved in seasons 4 and 5. As the show started to have a few storylines about more serious topics, for lack of a better word, the characters started to get some development. Destiny starts to care more about the environment than being in beauty pageants. Mateo and Ava, too, had a storyline where they talked about the struggles of being biracial and learning how to accept who they are. And even Finn, despite being the weakest character in the show, got a good storyline where he was struggling with his parents' divorce and having to come to terms with his mom marrying someone new. I think that the reason their characters don't seem that great in season 3 is just because season 3 as a whole was the show's worst season, in my opinion. No offense to anyone that does like that season, though. And while I know people are upset about the show constantly changing characters, I do think the new additions to seasons 4 through 6, such as Noah, Ava, and especially Parker, are really great characters. Noah is extremely funny and caring, and Ava is an amazing character too. She is witty and very tough, but her friendship with Noah and the way she cares about being a good counselor for Destiny does bring out her kind side. I really do miss her character in season 6. Also, Parker is a really great addition to the show. He's played by the same actor who plays Bucky in Zombies, and Parker is my second favorite character in the show. His family is rich and he has a privileged background. That and the fact that his family doesn't really care about him explains why he has the flaws that he has. However, we see that he tries to actually be a better, more responsible character. He even sacrifices having a comfortable life to stay at camp and learn how to do things for himself at the end of season 5. His character gets a lot of development throughout this series while still remaining a super fun, silly, and kind of wild character that sometimes has too much energy and too many bad ideas. I also like how we see that he still struggles with being responsible and doing the right thing, which I think makes a lot of sense because Parker still has a lot to learn about life due to having such a privileged and sheltered background, and it will take him some time to learn everything. The good thing is that we constantly see him trying to learn and trying to help Lou out. He might be a little arrogant, but it's not to the extreme, and we see that he still does have some insecurities to work through that contradicts his slightly overconfident nature. He is a privileged slash rich character written the right way. Plus, his friendship with Lou is everything, and I kind of ship them too, but I am totally cool with them being friends as well. And lastly, I think the newer seasons have better writing. The writing isn't perfect, but it's getting better in my opinion. The characters are flawed and make mistakes, but we always see them try to be better. A big theme of the show lately is for a camper to go through some situation and learn how to deal with it by the end of the episode. Despite that, the show still keeps a very comedic and lighthearted vibe to it. Speaking of comedy, the show has become even more hilarious in my opinion. I think the funniest lines come from Lou and Noah. To give a couple of examples of how funny this show can be, in one episode of season 5, Lou's grandfather was introduced and they call him Pop Pop because of the way he constantly pops out of nowhere and scares people by his sudden appearance. And at the end of the episode, Ava was the one that appeared out of nowhere, to which Lou's grandfather said, "Is that what it's like when I do it? Because that's plumb obnoxious." Also, in season 5, there was an episode where Lou went to visit some of her family, but they were upset because they thought that Lou and her campers thought that they were better than them. When one of Lou's family members asked Noah where he was from, He said he was from Studio City. Then they said that, well, you might as well be from Better Than Us City. To which Noah replied, no, you're thinking of Beverly Hills. Tell me that is not funny. Seriously, the newer seasons of Bunk deserved way more credit and attention, and I hope people will look past either their nostalgia for the first two seasons or their hatred for the first three seasons in order to give the newer seasons a proper chance. When I look at the newer episodes in season 4 and especially in season 5, I just don't see why it's getting so much hate. Even if you don't like it, I still think that objectively speaking, the season 4 and season 5 episodes are not that bad. The writing and storylines are similar to any other average Disney show, and this show can be pretty funny sometimes. It's not and probably never will be Disney's best show. But again, I think the slander this show gets, especially now that it has improved, is a bit uncalled for. I know some people are not happy with the way the characters constantly change every couple of seasons, but it kind of makes sense for a show about summer camp since I don't think someone will either go to or work at a summer camp for 7 years straight unless they were the camp owner like Lou. While I do get how it can be upsetting for your favorite character to no longer be on the show, I think some people are just using that as an excuse to hate on this show. People will constantly make comments like, it's not even a Jessie spinoff since all of the characters from Jessie are gone. How is this show still going on without the Jessie characters? And I'm just like, how about you stop harping on that and just look at this show for what it is right now? Judge the show based on the quality of the writing in the newer seasons instead of constantly bringing up the same thing. Yes, we all know that it's not really a Jessie spinoff anymore, but as I've said, I prefer the show now that the characters from Jessie have left the show. And anyways, I'm actually very happy that Bunk'd is getting a season 7. Yes, there are other shows on Disney that deserve to have just as much seasons, but that doesn't mean that you should hate on Bunk'd. I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Some people might absolutely love this show. So please, even if you don't like the show, don't be disrespectful. Well, I guess that's all I have to say. What are your thoughts on this show? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and please have an amazing day and remember to love yourself and be kind to everyone. Bye!